A lot of people are asking questions today about the presidential polling. What went wrong there? Most of the major polls that we follow predicted Hillary Clinton was going to win. Rod Carter is live in Tampa tonight with this story. And Rod, I saw a couple of polls that predicted a Trump victory, but they were not the biggies. So what went wrong? What happened?
You're right. There were a few that actually predicted that Hillary Clinton would lose. For example, there was a USC LA Times poll that predicted Trump would win. But as you mentioned, the biggies, the majority of them said that Clinton was the winner. Well, I talked to a political analyst, and he said perhaps maybe the polls weren't exactly wrong. Hillary Clinton surrogate Edna Rain made his foray into politics a couple of years ago.
We would go home and we would discuss the politics of the day.
When he ran for and won a state representative seat in Florida.
Right next to financing, most candidates are looking at polls constantly to figure out where they are.
Well, this year he ran for a state Senate seat and lost by a handful of votes. Throughout the process, both of them, he relied on polls, a sampling of likely voters, to make his decisions.
It helps determine a lot of strategy in terms of the things you're going to do next. It helps from a messaging standpoint.
During this past presidential election, though, it seems every poll got it wrong. So much so that people even tweeted about it, like this one that reads, "I believed in data for 30 years in politics, and data died tonight. I could not have been more wrong about this election." Many people now attribute that to the so-called shy Trump effect. People who supported Donald Trump privately, but not publicly.
The people that sort of came out of the woodwork to vote for Trump.
But political analyst Dr. Ed Benton tells me that's only one part of it. He says the polls actually may not have been wrong after all because of the margin of error.
It's a scientific fact. You do run the risk of having those kinds of errors. It means you could be over by 3%, under by 3%.
Right or wrong, Narain tells me candidates need them.
But I don't think candidates will ever get rid of looking at that sheet saying, here's where you are right now.
And of course, we all know this was a very unusual presidential election, and there could be any number of factors that played a part in why those polls were so off one way or the other. For example, the FBI letter that was released just 11 days before Election Day, that could have actually played a part in it too. Keith?
Well, I think that shy Trump effect you talk about there is probably a big key. But what about underpolling specific groups, Rod?
Yeah, there was a lot of underpolling. For example, white college students were underpolled in that sense. And then there was the overestimation of other groups. There were certain demographic groups that they just assumed would be in the Hillary Clinton column, and they just did not shake out that way, Keith.
Yeah. Rod Carter live in Tampa tonight. Thank you for that, Rod. And to